everybody, welcome to this module. And today I want to talk to you guys about something that is, I think, very important. And also it can kind of help us put a lot of the things together, start kind of putting things together that we have been talking about all of this year. And so what you're seeing right here is the country of Bhutan. This is kind of a famous picture of one of their buildings, and their architecture is amazing. But this country is a beautiful country, and it stands in between China and India. So some of the most populated countries in the world, Bhutan is just in the smack middle of it. And why I'm mentioning this is that Bhutan, in the 70s, decided as a country to actually start improving and quantifying the level of happiness of their citizens. And as you know, what gets measured improves. And so, and what gets measured, you can improve upon. And so that's why it's so important to understand how they are doing this. The cool thing is that now, 30, 40 years later, we are seeing the incredible unintended consequences that this had on this country. Some of them are that this country is actually one of the only carbon neutral countries in the world. Not only is only carbon neutral, but it's actually carbon negative. And all of what that means is that this country is actually acting like the lungs of the world in a way, in a small way. It's sucking pollution that we're giving it. And is amazing, but it's also sad. And so we have to give ourselves some responsibility. But why I'm telling you this is because in this country, they have the practice of impermanence very present in their minds and in their daily practices. And the practice of impermanence is the practice of thinking about death. Because we have been thinking about grief and all of this in the previous modules, I'm telling you this because death can actually be also something really helpful that can give us perspective and help us understand that our life is impermanent, that our time is impermanent, and that every second, every decision counts. And so the country of Bhutan is one of those countries, and one of the practices that they do is a meditative practice, and is a practice of impermanence. And in the next modules, I'm going to share with you one of those practices. But the cool thing that I want to share right now is mainly what they've called the GNH, or the gross domestic happiness. Most countries base their metrics on gross domestic product, how much they are producing. Bhutan in the 70s was very different. They decided to focus only on gross domestic happiness. Of course, that includes financial well-being, but the priority is the domestic happiness of their citizens. And so the way that they described it is that the gross domestic happiness has 9 domains: psychological well-being, health, education, time use, meaning that at the end of the day, you felt satisfied in the way that you used your day. Cultural diversity and resilience, good governance, community vitality, ecological diversity and resilience, living standards. These 9 domains will, have different characteristics. And then from these characteristics, they have built the gross national happiness index, which is really kind of an example for the world to follow. But the cool thing is that their country has high levels of happiness. And interesting that even if they do that, they are thinking about death. They're thinking about impermanence in some of their daily practices at the same time as they're thinking about the future. So I think it's a great, great, great way for us to think about things. Thinking about impermanence will help us think about our future. And then here I have put a video from one of you know a person that I see as a very wise person, and I just let you watch the video. I'm not going to put in any preconceived notions on you, but I think it's very cool to hear her talk about impermanence at the age of 80 years old, because we have different perspectives at that age, but really important to kind of take all of those lessons into account to be able to say, okay, what is the meaning of this? How can I make this and use this knowledge to be able to improve the quality of how I'm living and the quality of a thriving life? All right, everybody, that's it for today. Until the next module, Dr. Z here. Take it easy.